Cheated on while pregnant. So my ex-fiancée, M26, cheated on me when I was about 6 months pregnant, F27. I worked as a restaurant manager and took a week off from work to fly out to Europe, that's where I grew up, to see my family for the first time since the pregnancy, before it was too late to fly. When I got back home there was a facial scrub in my shower that didn't belong to me. I freaked out. I asked for answers, he lies. Complete denial, thinks I'm an idiot. He goes, I don't know how that ended up here, maybe it's yours. I was livid. Cried all day at work that day. Asked again at night and he starts yelling at me about how I don't trust him. Don't forget I'm pregnant as fuck here and he's putting this on me. Baffling. I then try to let it go. I decided to stop thinking about it and focus on my pregnancy. I know he cheated but he won't admit it, so I'm just wasting my time trying to argue. Fast forward to 1 month postpartum. I get in a car accident, wasn't at fault, no injuries. But my car gets totaled. Great. So now I'm faced with a big decision. Do I want to drop thousands on a new car or do I want to leave him and move back to Europe with our son? Somehow owning a car made me feel attached to the US. I don't know why it did, but it was sort of a big commitment. If I buy a new car that means I'm staying here and moving forward. A week later he comes home from work. I sat him down and said, I'm not going to spend thousands on a vehicle if you can't admit that you had unprotected sex with some girl in our home. I'd much rather sell all my stuff and leave. His jaw dropped. He thought I'd let it go and he was off the hook. But he admitted to cheating. FYI, I had a fragile cervix during pregnancy which caused heavy bleeding during intercourse, had to go to the ER twice, and had horrible nausea the entire time. So yeah. Sex drive wasn't the best but I still tried. He's my first child, I wasn't going to risk an early labor for some dick. Just jerk off for a bit, don't fuck someone in our home. 3 months later I fly back home and I've been a happy single mother ever since. Best decision I ever made. I'm really proud of myself for leaving. I don't think I deserve to be with someone who would betray me when I need them the most, in such a horrible way. I think cheating in your home is 10 times worse. Yes, he is the father of my child and I won't come between them, but I'm glad I left him. He gave me the most beautiful gift anyone has ever given me, but he lost all of my respect after that. Story 2. I already forgave her cheating but now I saw details and can't cope with the way she had sex. I am really freaking out right now and hope you guys can help me. My girlfriend of 2,5 years has cheated and I already forgave her. Now I learned that the sex was much worse than I expected and I don't know how to handle this. It happened about 2 months ago. My girlfriend was at a party at the shared apartment of some of her friends. Nothing special. I wasn't in town as I had to work in a different city. The next day she called me crying and told me that she had cheated. I was shocked. When I came back the day after that, we had a long talk. She didn't tell me much details and I didn't ask for it. She said that she had had a few drinks and just went with the flow and then had sex there. I actually didn't ask with whom. As she seemed to be really sorry, I tried to get over it. It took me some time but I actually managed to really forgive her and I thought our relationship was on a good track again. Her cheating wasn't a topic at all anymore. I admit that I was wondering about details from time to time but I didn't want to talk about it and thought that it doesn't matter. However, I was very wrong. Yesterday I talked to a guy who was there as well and he seemed to be very surprised that I had been able to forgive her. I tried to explain to him that I appreciated her honesty and that she never tried to hide it at all. I wasn't able to understand his confusion until I was finally brave enough to ask about details. I almost blacked out when he told me. To cut a long story short, it wasn't just normal sex with one guy. She apparently slept with at least 3 of them and did things she'd never do with me. I still have no words for it. Actually I thought he was making this up but he had proof and I can't get this off my mind now. I don't know how to ever cope with this. I know that I didn't ask for details but it still feels like she lied to me, even though she technically maybe didn't. I hate that I went through a lot of mental trouble to keep this relationship alive and now have to learn this. I am completely freaking out right now.